There you go.
I just had to drop it. Kind of like,
Good hit.
Crochet, Duvernay, excellent hit.
We don't drop them around here, do we? Oh, man, it's awesome. You feeling good? Excited?
I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good. I'll sleep well tonight.
Yeah.
You know?
You did a great job. Everybody did. It was a team effort.
Yeah, it was.
Pretty cool there. John Harbaugh, Eric DeCosta can talk over a fence. Not allowed to be drafting from the same spot. They did it from their individual homes. Actually did pretty well, I think. We all agree. But then could go bring the dogs and stand there and talk over the fence. That from the Ravens Twitter feed. Pretty cool. Let's get more on some teams, including the Ravens, and begin with Aditi Kinkhabwala.
The Ravens made a splash on day one by getting LSU linebacker Patrick Queen, and as another AFC North coach put it to me, he's legit. Ultimately, the Ravens added 5 players on defense in this draft, getting not only bigger, but faster. But what was notable by the end was the 2 wide receivers that the Ravens added, Devin Duvernay and James Proche. Head coach John Harbaugh promised that quarterback Lamar Jackson is going to love these guys. And Harbaugh said he's very excited about what they added on offense. Not only that, he said the Ravens' goal ultimately is to be as explosive as we can be. Ideally, these 2 players add to that.
5 weeks ago, the Colts were holding draft picks at 13, 34, and 44, and they nicely parlayed those into DeForest Buckner, USC wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr., and Wisconsin running back Jonathan Taylor, after trading that first-round pick to the 49ers straight up for Buckner. Pittman gives the Colts a needed big-bodied receiver. They didn't so much have a need at running back, but the Colts liked Taylor enough that they moved up 3 spots to take him. And then the Colts made a splash in the 4th round by picking Washington quarterback Jacob Eason. The Colts weren't necessarily in a hurry to take a quarterback. The GM Chris Ballard said that Eason was the highest ranked player on their board at the time. They are tempering expectations. Head coach Frank Reich said that Eason, quote, needs a lot of work, but he also said Eason had the best arm talent of any quarterback in the draft.
After drafting Andrew Thomas 4th overall, Dave Gettleman said he was trying to fix this Giants offensive line once and for all. Well, Thomas should be an instant starter. In the 3rd round, Gettleman selected Matt Parrott, a tackle from UConn. Perhaps needs some time, but a good athlete, former basketball player. In the 5th round, Shane Lemieux from Oregon, a 52-game starter at left guard. Gettleman says he'll cross-train at center. You have to believe Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones are thrilled with these moves. As for Gettleman, asked what he now thinks of his own offensive line, he said simply, real good.
Wearing his trademark Kangol hat, Bose headphones, and with a drink in his glass, unclear exactly what the beverage of choice was, Bruce Arians, the Tampa Bay coach, said this draft went about as well as it could for his team. He did note there was one player he wanted to get his hands on, but then recalled a similar situation when he was in Arizona. The team wanted to draft Amir Abdullah. Instead, they got David Johnson. That worked out for the Cardinals. Arians is hoping this works out for the Buccaneers. Meanwhile, his general manager, Jason Light, did a terrific job addressing the needs the team had going in. They wanted a big tackle to protect Tom Brady. They got him in the 1st round in Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. They wanted another running back, perhaps the bell cow back. Keyshawn Vaughn out of Vanderbilt. He could be that guy. They got a terrific value pick in Antoine Winfield Jr., the safety/nickel guy from Minnesota. And then they drafted a big defensive lineman, Khalil Davis from Nebraska. He ran a 4.75 40, which is insane. Arians knows there are high expectations for his team, and he says, I want them to embrace it. I want them to think they're the team to beat.
Come on, Giardi, do you really have to ask what was in Bruce Arians' cup during his post-draft presser? This from the Bucs Twitter, meet the new crew with the KREWE. It's not just Tom Brady. They added a lot of talent over 3 days of the draft. But, I mean, who are we fooling? It really is about Tom Brady.
I'm so happy to be in Tampa Bay, and I wanted to say thank you guys for welcoming me and my family into your community with open arms outside of getting kicked out of the park the other day. I'm so excited to be a Buck. So we have an incredibly exciting season ahead. I can't wait until we can get together as a team, start our practices, and start working hard to improve. There's a lot of work to be put in between now and the start of the season, but I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at Raymond James in a couple short months. I promise you that. So stay safe, everyone, and let's go Bucks.
Getting kicked out of parks. He's getting kicked out of houses. Let's try this. We've never done this before. Let's say 60 seconds for a new segment, Deion Sanders, called Prime Timed. So you will be timed. And question number one is, you saw Tom Brady, you saw all the talent. Are the Buccaneers now contenders in the NFC? Go.
Most definitely. Most definitely. The NFC, it's a tough division. They're contenders. They were right in there last year. I believe they accumulated maybe 7 wins, and I think they lost several games within 3 to 4 points. Tom Brady can make that up. He can beat that difference. Then you bring in a Gronk. You're sure to back in on the defense. You bring some heat, some protection for Brady. It's no telling what these guys can do, and they have a superb coaching staff at that.
Dan, you got a full 25 seconds left.
On the Buccaneers alone? Come on, man. I don't want to spend a full 25 seconds on the Buccaneers. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He is amazing, but come on now. We're all in prayer for the Bucs.
Well, and then you have Jameis Winston now staying in the division and going to the Saints. Let's go to Tom Brady's old team. Without him and with a quarterback, it seems to be named later. Right now, it's Brian Hoyer and Jarrett Stidham. Are the Patriots, Deion, give me 60 seconds on the clock, still the team to beat in the AFC East?
When you look at the New England Patriots, the first thing you think about is that vacancy that Tom Brady left. We don't know who's going to fill that vacancy. We don't know who can fit those shoes, who wants to step in those shoes, who can handle the media, who can handle the team, who can get the ball to Edelman, who can have that attitude of just a sense of urgency and appease Bill Belichick that's on your screen. I don't think they have that in that locker room at the quarterback position. I would love to see Cam there. We're going to get to that later. But I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Let me tell you something, man. This team last year was close. They had a young quarterback, but he seemed like he was growing leaps and bounds. They have receivers that can get the job done. Defensively, they are strong and stout. They added cornerbacks this offseason that can play the game at a high level. They already have a cornerback who's arguably amongst the best in the league. I like the Buffalo Bills now in this division. If they could get over that hurdle, they will be okay.
As a playoff team a year ago, and now with Tom Brady out of there. We were talking about this one before the show, and I don't know that there is a right answer, but give me 60 seconds again, and Deion Sanders, you are prime time. What is the best fit for Cam Newton?
Wow. The reason it's so tough to have a fit for Cam right now, you're dealing with a league where you have young guys up and coming. They got to be groomed. They got to have time. They're high draft picks, and they're going to play. Or you got savvy veterans that's been around like a Drew Brees, that's been around like Tom Brady, that's been around like a Matt Ryan, and they have stability at their positions. Now, there's a place, Jacksonville Jaguars, where you don't have either. And Cam Newton can certainly go in there and be a starter. I don't think Cam Newton wants to be a backup. If I was Cam, I would want to be a backup with the kind of ability he's possessed. Remember, guys, he is a former MVP. Cam, you're thinking about, oh, is he healthy? You're darn skip, is he healthy? Just follow him on social media and you'll see his workouts that are unbelievable day in and day out. And I think he's refocused. He's re-energized. He has the attitude now that, hey, I got something to prove. You don't think I can get the job done? You don't think I'm the Cam Newton? You don't think I'm Superman like I once were? I can get it done. He has that chip on his shoulder. All he needs now is an opportunity. I wish that would come in Jacksonville.
Yeah. I think Jacksonville would be the perfect spot. As we struggle to find too many spots that would fit, that one seems to be the right fit. Thank you, Deion Sanders. That was Prime timed. We might have to wait some time, however, to find a home for Cam Newton. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport back with us now on NFL Total Access Draft Recap. The draft is over. Jameis has a job. Any chance Ian Cam's going to get one anytime soon?
Deion really hit it right on the head. My understanding is Cam Newton wants to be a starting quarterback in the league, believes he should be a starting quarterback in the league. And you look at his credentials, it's hard to argue with him. The problem is there just are not spots for him to come in and be the starter. For some of the places that had spots, and then the Chargers, a lot of people thought they would sign him. They obviously did not. A lot of those places drafted quarterbacks. There's just no place right now for a starting quarterback to come in and be the unquestioned starter or compete. My understanding is Cam Newton is willing to wait for that opportunity, even if it takes him, let's say, into the early summer, maybe before training camp, even if it takes an injury for another quarterback for that to happen. Either way, he also needs to get examined in person by a team before he signs with anyone. So it just does not sound like it's going to be anytime soon for Cam Newton to be signing a contract.
With concerns about his foot and concerns about his shoulder, he is by far the best available